It's you versus you, not you versus them. So many times we think that we're against everyone in the world or everyone in the world is against us. But what we really need to understand is that our biggest critic is ourselves. Our biggest person that we have to battle and fight in this world is us. We're the first person we come in contact with every single day. You are the only person that you can listen to 24/7 throughout the day, right? And most of the time, a lot of us have this negative self-talk going on where we lose the battle before we even get started. If there is an obstacle or an opportunity or something that we're setting out to do, most of the time we've already lost before we've started because we tell ourselves that we can't do something. We tell ourselves that we're inadequate. We tell ourselves that we're not made for the job, that we're not good enough, that we don't have the skills. And then we have this comparison trap where we look at everyone around us and we look at everyone on the outside and we say, they've got more than me. They've got this, this, and this, and this, and this. But at the end of the day, you have to work on yourself to the point where you understand that you can do anything you set your mind to with God. You have to know that if you don't have the necessary skills right now, those things can be developed. They can be learned, right? And if someone you think has more than you or is doing things that you aspire to do, does not mean that you can't do those very same things or that you don't have something that God is calling you to do that's even better than that. And so stop focusing on other people and what they have and what they're doing. You need to start focusing on what you aspire to do in life and how you're going to end up getting there. It's important for you to start developing yourself, because when you start developing yourself, that negative mindset is going to be removed. And most of the time, our mindset is the biggest thing that we have to overcome. It's the biggest challenge that we have to overcome, because our mind is the thing that we hear all day, every single day. That negative self-talk, you can hear that all day unless you put a stop to it. Like the fact that I would tell me that I couldn't do things, the fact that I would sabotage me before I even got started with something was crazy. You have to start going against that negative self-talk and start saying things positive back to yourself, or else you're going to develop that negative habit. And I think for so long it was a habit to knock down or shoot down my own dreams. It was a habit to have that self-sabotage mindset. It was a habit to think that if it was me and someone else in the room, that this person was better for the job, this person was better for the opportunity, that they were better off than me. I know a lot of times we do this to ourselves, but also we allow other people or other situations or life experience speak to us and tell us that we aren't good enough. But at the end of the day, whatever anyone's told you about yourself, negative, they've ever made you feel less than yourself, if anyone has ever told you that you couldn't do something, most of the time people are projecting onto you their own fears and insecurities. Like, I can't tell you how many times someone on the outside of me has told me that I couldn't do something, that something I was doing was not going to work, that the way I was trying to do something was not going to work, that you've never done this before, so you're not going to be good at it, right? And it comes to a point where if we don't have that strong will within ourselves to shut down the negativity from other people, shut down those negative insecurities, the projections from other people, we start to believe that. We start to think that what people project off onto us is true. We start to think that the world is against us, that other people are better off, that, situations will work better for others because they're more equipped or they look like they're ready for the job or the opportunity. What I want you to do is focus on building yourself up in these moments. Going forward, 2025 in general, for the rest of your life, you have to start building yourself back up so that you never have the idea that someone on the outside of you can affect you personally, that someone on the outside of you can have control over your life. I know situations happen. I know that sometimes our environment and the people that we surround ourselves with does have an effect on us, but you have to know within yourself who to surround yourself with, one, and two, what situations and environments you even need to be in. And I know growing up, the environments that I was in, I didn't have control over that. That was where I was at the time. But I wish that I would have learned how to mentally deal with what was happening around me. And so if you're younger and you're watching this video and you feel like you can't necessarily change your environment right now, the very thing that you can do is change your mentality and your mindset in these moments, because you need that to be able to fight with where you are. And it helped me so much to develop my mindset over the years, because I started to think less about what I didn't have and more about the strengths that I actually did have to play off of. You may think that you're not strong in an area, but you may not even realize that you are extremely, exceptionally strong in another area. And so because you may feel like this is an area you are weaker in, you can develop those skills and you can develop that so that you can become stronger in that area. Focus on these areas because it's going to help improve your confidence in anything that you do because you feel like you have something rather than having nothing. I know a lot of times we focus on the lack in our life. We focus on what we don't have. We focus on all the areas that we're weak. We focus on all of the areas that we think we're missing out on, right? But I want to encourage you and I want you to know that you have something. You don't have nothing. There is something that's a part of your life. There is something that's a part of you that you haven't even realized or recognized yet. So I want you to take inventory of all of the positive things in your life, all of the things that are good, all of the things that are actually beneficial in your life, and then focus on these things. Don't focus on the lack. Don't focus on the negativity, and don't focus on the self-doubt. It's you versus you. Like, until you understand that you're not battling everyone out there in the world, you're not battling everyone. It's not everyone against you. It's literally you versus you. You'll go so far in life knowing that you have to overcome you first before you can conquer the world. You have to commit to you first before you can commit to anything else in this life. Like, until you're committed to overcoming that battle within yourself, you can't go out there and conquer the world. Not at least in the way that you think that you can. We get so caught up in everything around us and everyone around us. We start to compare ourselves and make ourselves feel less than who we actually are. For once and for a change in your life, I want you to stop paying attention to the noise. Stop looking at everyone around you and really just focus on you. As you go forward, literally focus on you. Set those goals for yourself that you probably haven't even really thought about. What does the rest of your life look like? What goals and aspirations do you have? What goals do you have set for yourself that you actually want to accomplish? I'm talking short term and long term. And I want you to start thinking about goals that doesn't make you only lean on yourself either. Like, have goals set that makes you lean on God. Have goals set that makes God, God. Like, I want them to be big enough that God, when he does that, when he steps in, when he shows up, there's nobody else that could have done that other than God. And I think for so long, I used to think that I couldn't dream big because I couldn't see how I could get it done. I couldn't dream big because I couldn't think about how I could accomplish something. I couldn't dream big because I saw other people with more than me or who looked like they had better things than me or more than me do it and do it with ease. But I'm over here like, I can't do that because no, that's too much for me. But at the end of the day, I'm done playing small. I'm done thinking that I'm competing against anyone else other than myself. Like, the only person you have to be better than is the person that you were yesterday. You don't have to be better than anyone on the outside of you. You don't have to be better than these people and this group of people and this girl and this person. You don't have to. You shouldn't even be thinking that way. But I know in society, certain things look good and certain lifestyles look like they're all glamorous and all this and that. So we think that we have to try to do what they did, the way that they did it, or we have to go try and achieve what they're doing because that looks like success. Define what success looks like for you. For so many years, I used to think that, you had to do this and you had to do this and this was the proper way of doing things in life. But at the end of the day, what God has written for you, he has for you. Like, I don't need anyone to tell me how I need to be successful in my own life. I know that I have to work on me. I know that I have to have certain standards and goals for my life, and I have to go after it myself. I can't expect that me looking on the outside for this inspiration or this motivation is going to make me actually do the things that I want to do. If you're comparing yourself to other people, then you're subconsciously thinking about how you're not where they are. You're subconsciously thinking about how glamorous their life looks instead of looking at the very things that you have around you right now. And as long as you continue to go on your journey with God, God is going to develop you for the person that he needs you to be in order for you to obtain what you need to obtain with him. Like, this comparison trap that we find ourselves in, you have to stop that. It's not you versus them. It's not you versus everyone around you. It's you versus you. And this year, I really want you to know that. So focus on setting those goals. Stop with the self-doubt, stop with the negative self-talk. It really improve yourself this year. Really focus on the goals that you have set for yourself. Stop the bad habits and, the comparison at that, and allow God to show up in your life. So remember, it's not you versus them. The only person you have to be better than is the person that you were yesterday.